Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Fights in Tight Spaces, where today we are going to prison to shank a lot of people. Do you shank? Wait. Shank a noun? Do you shiv people with a shank? Do you shank people with a... You know what? I bet this is not a place where our grammar is going to come into play very much. It's just not really the style of game. So I'm enjoying this deck so far. I think that this deck has a lot of potential for the later areas as well, given the way that the bleed stacks up and everything. So all we gotta do is get there, you know, not get stabbed to death ourselves on the way. So 6 turns to wipe out 4 enemies. Okay, and we don't have any spawns yet. Everything's pretty straightforward so far. Who's like a big deal? We don't have any... Yeah, we don't really have any movement, like any way to move the enemies around. What we do have is an awful lot of punching. So I probably want to use the option play to get out of the way here. But if I use the emergency move, I can just throw caltrops. No, that's... Yeah, this is fine. I'm starting to wonder about cutting the caltrops. I think we need to see what the values on them change to when they're upgraded. My hope is that the cost is going to come down. But yeah, that card may be coming out of the deck potentially. So, I mean, this seems pretty straightforward, right? Punch that guy in the head. Okay. So now... I mean, we have to move back. Yeah, there's no version of this where it makes sense to swap, I think, because we have to move away anyway. I guess, unless we... If we just drop this dude's health to 10, he'll simply die. He's gonna deal 11 damage, counter stab. Yeah, we're already starting to feel the weakness of counter stab here. Snap strike. Yeah, wow, we really don't have a lot of damage. Well, we can spend our emergency move. You know what? I have decided it's worth it. Here's the other thing. I should definitely have thrown this punch at some point. Whatever. It may not be worth focusing on each individual move at this point in the game. Too much on account of the, the game is quite easy at the moment. So we have a shift. I'm trying to figure out, like, do I think there's a way we can use a grapple here? Like, not really, right? Yeah, not in any like super fun way. Okay, you're gonna bleed out at the end of the turn, which is cool. 3-punch combo kills the weakened guy, so let's just like put a little puncture on here. 3-punch combo you. Combo finisher for, I don't know, 100,000 or so. And then you just go stand over there. It is very funny to me the way they ragdoll. How much force there is in the ragdoll when they bleed out. Do I have a... Yeah, see, the thing here is I really want to use Hidden Blade 3-punch combo on the other dude. So what does that look like? It's like free movement plus option play to get me in position. It is, in fact, exactly all of our momentum. So I guess you get to live another day. But yeah, this dude fully deserves everything that he is about to receive. What a good combo. And then I'm gonna shove you just because I like... Oh, I can bounce you off the wall. That's cool. Just because that's a good card. Also, it does build combo, I suppose. Seems unlikely to matter very much, given that both of our remaining enemies have 3 health. So if we back up a step, we can... I mean, we can do this in whatever order we want, but one goes down to that attack, the other one goes down to this attack. Yeah, free movement's pretty good. It complicates your order of operations a little bit, but it's pretty good. Interesting. A 0 cost 2 move that requires you to have 4 combo. That's a curious card right there. I'm not really sure what the deal is with that. Deal 8 bleed to a downed enemy, so we'd have to pick up a fair number of throws, I think, to want to have a card in your deck you can only use against thrown enemies. But that might be a strategy worth pursuing, honestly. And this retains, so it's not like it's crapping up your deck too much. And, you know, with a lot of bleed in your deck, knocking an enemy down, which effectively takes them out for a turn, removes them from the fight for a turn, while they continue to bleed, doesn't seem like a bad strat. All right, at the risk of maybe committing to a strategy before we know that it is available, I am going to go that way. Let's see if we can get into a sort of a throw and bleed kind of thing. Because it does seem to me like if we could turn that strategy on, it would be quite powerful. All right, shifts and grapples and stuff. Excellent, excellent. So we definitely want to grapple. Yeah, let's just grapple this dude. Am I allowed to grab you from the front? It says cannot be harmed. This isn't harm. Okay, cool. And then punch, 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 right? Yeah, we definitely work these guys first. 14 more damage. That puts you in the lethal zone. And then I just back up a step. Yeah, it feels like a pretty productive turn. I don't know. I'm a simple creature. Every single time the physics in a video game get a little weird, it's just super funny to me. So if I swap you in, yeah, this feels like a no-brainer, right? That'll get you punched by both of them. And then counter stab is totally sufficient here. So that means I only have... Well, we can just start pouring damage onto this guy. Yeah. Some excellent work there, friends. Part of me really wants to play Caltrops just because I don't know if it will affect this guy. Like, I don't know if an effect like this cares about where we are relative to him. I feel like that is enemy that information that I would like to have. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, the bleed does still apply. Cool. And I've put myself in a position where, like, realistically, I have to... Oh, actually, I don't have to move, right? Because shoving this dude to there kills Shield Man before he gets a turn. So I can actually spend this scratching you for an additional heck of a lot of blood. There we go. That gets our... Oh, and that also took us to 5 combo. Wasn't even paying attention. Every single time. That's all it takes. You know, listen, it's nice to have simple taste. Alright, so you don't need anything but a little bit of time to yourself. If I move over here... Yeah, I'll be fine. Thank you, free movement. So... you're both in kind of the same spot here. Let's just throw many punches. Alright, there's no way this guy reaches us before he bleeds out. Okay. So we do have jumping stab. Is it actually going to be useful? Puncture's enough to kill you. Then we can front kick. Like, I can move back to get the jumping stab, but it doesn't feel like there's much reason to do so, right? When I could just use those resources for murder. And in fact, I don't even actually have to hit this guy because we can end our turn with a shove, right? So let's just start bouncing this dude off the walls. Unless it turns out that I'm going to kill him, which I totally am. Okay, well then, you know, then it turns out none of this matters. Alright, just for the sake of it. Oh, I should have bounced him off the wall. Alright, feels powerful. Feels like a powerful run. Damage equal to your current block, follow-up strike. Yeah, I don't think any of this is really... Okay, let's see about some upgrades here. Ooh, there is a slip. We don't currently have a slip, and I do think this card's great. It costs, you know, it costs 30. It costs 30 pounds. We'll just buy one. We'll just buy it, probably. We'll see what we have on tap here. Okay. See, moving the base damage of this up to 16 and applying all of that bleed definitely makes it way more interesting. Is there anything else that I want to at least see the numbers on caltrops. Ooh, it just becomes a bleed 3? I mean, okay, I'm saying that like it's a small thing. It's not a small thing. Every extra point of bleed is like a compounding larger amount of damage, right? Going from bleed 2 to 3 adds 3 damage to the bleed. And that's everybody. But with it costing 2, I still think it's hard to justify. I guess it's a good way to get some damage onto enemies who do not... enemies who are not close to you, or enemies that you're not comfortable hitting. Maybe it's worth holding on to. I don't know. What about if I upgrade counter stab? It only goes up to 12 block. That's a shame. That might make it worth having in the deck, I suppose. Yo, shove plus deals 6 damage. What? That's pretty good. I'm inclined to take shove plus. What do we get out of this? Just 6 extra damage. That's fine, but like not exciting. And if we want a card in our deck to gain 6 damage, we can do it for cheaper. I'm gonna do that. And then with 130, we probably have enough to buy that slip, and yes, we have enough to buy the slip and peel a card out of our deck, and I do believe that that's where we're going. Throw all incoming attackers for 8. That's actually kind of neat. Yeah, I want this slip, though. I think slip's a very important card to have in your deck. And then I think I am probably going to pull the caltrops here. It's either that or counter stab. You know, it's counter stab. I just, like, I never want counter stab. I would always rather that as a movement or an attack card. Okay. We're crafting, you know? We're getting stuff done here. So I haven't played with the throw cards much is another reason that I'm interested in, like, trying to make this spike stomp work. I just want to see how good they are. So you advance when I move. So if I swap you into the shotgun blast, we're gonna have to use emergency move to get away, to prevent you from moving out of it. I think that's maybe worthwhile. Gosh, we gotta kill a lot of enemies really fast this time. Maybe the right thing to do is actually to, like, free move to here. I wish I had any pushing at all this turn. I'm just thinking maybe I get him to follow me to the door. Fight him over there. Gosh, you do have a lot of health too. All right, I'm gonna do what I intended here. Let's swap you in, and then we will scratch and kick and bite and just all kinds of... Why did I think I still had... I thought I was gonna have one more Oh. Wait, did they... I guess I'm not going to be able to see the card now. Did they update that? Because emergency move wasn't a movement card before, right? But it definitely had him move this time. Well, okay, he's still not going to hit us because the shotgunner goes first. But yeah, we'll look at that in the next fight. I just kind of assumed it would be the same as it was before. So, is there a good way to take advantage of this? I don't actually know how many spaces he's allowed to move. It's probably 2, right? So, I mean, we could put some more bleed on him for sure, but I think the answer is no, there's not really a good way to evade him. I guess what I do is I back up and let him get shot again. That's actually very fun. Yeah, that's the play. Alright, so then we want to... It's like hidden blade the puncture and then slip backwards. There we go. Right, because you'll just move to there and then get terribly embarrassed. At no point during medical school do they teach you not to get shot by shotguns. So, you know, I don't know what we can really expect from him. This doesn't seem like it's his fault. This would be a lovely time to have shove. I guess what we're going to do here is we got to start working on this guy at some point. We don't have to do very much. The doctor, we can just let the doctor bleed out. But I'd rather caltrops everybody than slash this guy. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I think it's close. I was kind of hoping he would shift that way. Okay, Doc's down. There's my shove. We don't quite have a knockout here. What we do have is a pretty solid combo finisher. Does Heavy Strike advance? Yes. Okay. So Heavy Strike into combo finisher is lethal on this guy. What do I want to do with one additional momentum? I guess nothing really. I don't really have a good play for that. If I shove you, I'm not going to be able to grapple you, and I definitely want to grapple you. So yeah, let's just do this, because it's very fun. And then... there we go. We've got this battlefield more or less under control. Oh! Swap his move. So actually, yeah, I can... what I can do is this, and then just... that's funny. Let's you and him fight, shall we? Oh, I've got some fun options here. Okay, this is everybody. We've only got 3 turns to clear. I don't know. I think we're probably not getting that bonus reward this time. So, let's slip to here. I think this is pretty obviously good. You hit for 10. I think it behooves us to make this happen. We'll use option play to finish off the low health dude, but let's punch a hole in that armor. See, it's not quite lethal. You know, I think I would rather finish this guy off, honestly, than the other dude. So the other guy's so low on health, you know, we can trivially take him out. Yeah, with a jab, perhaps. So that's 22 points of combo finisher. That'll get us where we're going. And maybe the win is in the cards. go stand over there. Wow, not really a ton of damage here. It's enough, though. And we do at least get to use the jumping stab. It's very awkward, though. Also, interesting to note, she does not hold her knife. She has apparently taped it to her wrist. So a slash plus is interesting. Heal self is probably not worth the momentum. Taking on a slash plus is definitely interesting. It's 4 bleed all at once. How big is my deck right now? 21. Let's not. We'll upgrade the slash we already have, but if we're gonna try to find enough room in our deck for a throw theme, I don't think we can be taking on kind of like mediocre bleed cards. All right, and of course I'm looking for very eagerly for any momentum ups. Doesn't look like there are any in our near future. That's a shame. Why'd you have to go and do that? Okay. So I can't quite get them shooting each other, sadly, but we can do some damage here. So I really wish I had more damage. We cannot do that much damage here. Do I want to move myself further into the corner? I think probably not. Alright, got a little bit through. So there are only 4 enemies in total. If we want this bonus max HP, it is going to take some work. And unfortunately, this turn we're just not really set up for it. Well, I think I actually want to go down here rather than moving up this way to get out. I'm just thinking, like, I want to be able to bait this guy into position. So let's option play to step to the side, and then, you know, we could do a little tiny bit of damage here. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So, you shoot for 14 effectively. We can make this work. Gonna get through 27 health. So actually, Heavy Strike alone does the job. Here, let's deliver a jab on this one. Is it too much to have them both shoot this guy? So he would take 14 on the first shot and then 10 on the next shot. So we'd have to get... We only need to do 8 damage. Yeah, that's totally doable. And then we keep the shotgunners around because they're useful for damaging enemies. Right? This is sufficient. Yeah. Okay. Odds are pretty good. We can get one of the shotgunners to bring down the other. Everything in me is like crying out for an opportunity. It's like, oh, we could finally use Leaping Stab, but I think actually disrupting our position before we grapple is probably a mistake because I can point them at each other. That seems like pretty good. It's like if it's grapple. Yeah, let's do a grapple here. Then we slip. And what I want to do is emergency move over and 3-punch combo. Maybe I should just 3-punch combo this guy, actually. The thing is, I wanted this one to be the one who dies because I want them both to shoot each other. But I guess if they're only shooting each other for exactly their amount of armor, then it doesn't really make much of a difference anyway. And actually, this isn't even going to be lethal. This is not going to be lethal no matter how we slice it. But we can make it a little bit better. Too much damn armor. So... Okay, emergency move is still typed special. Maybe I used a different move card than I thought I was. I totally forgot to look at this until just now. But yeah, I don't know. Weird. Okay, so we're going to get our second enemy killed by another enemy's attack here. If I step to the side now with emergency move, can we kill you? No. So I think what I have to do is... Like, we emergency move either way. But we have to, from here, option play backwards instead of doing more damage. That's fine. We can still deliver a pretty decent combo finisher. And then just back out. Okay. There we go. And in the meantime, while we were dancing around and doing all this, the bleed has done some wonderful work here. So shove is going to get us to a pretty good place here. Like we need to soften this guy up a bit. So now he's going to bleed for 2 and then 12 will do it. So let's shift and jab and shove. Wow. Well, that was pretty mighty. Well done. I'm going to activate the hidden blade on my foot this time. You know, she's got those lethal boots. Alright, I don't foresee us taking any of these. Yeah, feel the burn is just kind of like... Feel the burn feels pretty bad, especially given the way that drawing attack cards works on this difficulty. Like, you really, really, really don't want the one guaranteed move card for your turn to be feel the burn. Which it is going to be way more often than you would like if you have that card in your deck at all. Oh, this is the closed van in the unloading position. That's a shame. 2 enemies killed by enemy attacks. Okay, well... I mean, it's probably right to just hurl this guy out of the truck, right? It's gotta be. I'm doing it. Just get. Oh, that didn't... Those are spaces. I have to move you one more. Well, in that case, that was actually very bad. Yeah. That sucks. It sucks that I did that way. So is it like 3-punch combo into puncture? Yeah, that's better for me than just heavy striking. Just gotta start wearing these dudes down. I have to use my emergency move now, but I think it's worth it for the setup. Got a lot of work to do here. So I definitely do want to use jumping stab as a way of moving this turn. It's like, I guess we snap strike here. If I front kick you now, you take 7 and 4. Yeah, that's actually pretty good, right? And we jumping stab this dude. And grapple. And then, yeah, I should probably be like over here. We're getting there. Okay, no rearrangement this time. Fortunately, the enemies are still very simple. Take that, everyone. It does seem somewhat counterproductive to throw caltrops all over the ground of a very small van in which I am currently fighting my enemies. But I guess that's, you know, I'm wearing heels and they're not, so... No, I don't know how much that would really help. Okay, so... we can option play our way out of here if I just kill you straight up, which is probably what we're gonna have to do. Right, I need y'all to play along with me a little bit on the getting hit by each other. Or I need to draw like any of my cards that allow me to rearrange enemies, because like grapple right now is actually lethal, right? If we grapple this guy to here, this dude shoots him out of the van and accomplishes all of our dreams. I'm concerned that if we scratch this one, we're gonna find his health spirals out of control a little bit quickly. Yeah, this is a little bit of a shame. All right, let's soften up your armor. It's a real shame we can't scratch him. I'll just get some damage in. Okay. Well, this has potential. Now, I can't combo finisher you because you will actually die. There we go. We got there. We do have to move out of the way here. I can't combo finisher you either. All right. It is important to me that we get these little bonuses. They add up, you know? Can't really get too much done here. Oh no, sorry. If I grapple you instead of swapping, we get some meaningful damage out of this. Yeah, it's more than nothing. This is a little awkward. I guess I can free movement to here. We can jumping stab is gonna have to be the move, because otherwise I don't have enough damage to break the armor. Okay, now that we've done that, a hidden blade and the old jab will get some penetration, but also, you know, limited utility to that. No score bonus, but very slowly all of our numbers climb, and you know how I feel about that. do like these cards, but not enough to add a card to my deck. We're just tearing through this prison. I mean, it's the beginning, right? I think what we're probably going to do for the next run is turn the difficulty up and go into draft mode. I just wanted to experience the magic of the stabbing people deck. So, how do I want to do this? I definitely want to swap. Actually, it might be a little awkward to swap. There, let's for sure get a taunt. Because we don't have any other movement, right? So if I do the swap, I'm not going to be able to just let them hit each other without letting myself get hit. Unless I want to spend my emergency move already. Now, front kick does resolve the problem because this guy's already spent his attack. Yeah, I think maybe that's what the move is. And then you are definitely the target for all the bleeds. We'll get through this other guy. I'm not worried. And this one's just all about getting it done quickly. So, here we snap strike you, which lets 3-punch combo do enough damage to drop you. And then shove gets me to safety. Yeah, and I don't think I want to move or anything. Just stack up a little bit more bleed. I do think our deck is in a pretty fun place, which is arguably better than a good place. Probably not getting any jumping stabs off. I think it's worth just doing that. Alright, so... And then I option play closer to the door, throw down the caltrops, I guess. Unfortunately, grapple doesn't let me throw people out. I was really hoping for like slip plus shove. I guess we know shove's in here already. But yeah, this is still fine. So we can put an awful lot of damage on this fellow very quickly. Did we get lucky? No, we did not. It had to be a pretty specific group of cards in order for us to be able to just kick him out the level. And if we like shift through him and then kick him over to there, he's just going to move away from it. But I guess it gets me to safety at least. Maybe I should have just scratched him. Probably. Yeah, the amount of damage this deck is already capable of pouring out is very exciting. It doesn't quite have the magic of Steel Self, but it's good. That's fine, I guess. That's pretty whatever. I do think I like Deft. I mean, do I want to put more movement cards in my deck? Like, I feel like we're pretty good for the moment. But we know we're planning to pick up some throws, so... this is rough. If we want to go to the gym this time, we have to go through an event. to potentially sacrifice valuable rewards. Well, the passage is for sure. Okay, this is a decision we can make later. We know we want to go to the passage because it has the valuable thing. Question is just, what do I have to do for it? 8 turns. 8 turns for 5 enemies. Okay. If we can get any knockouts at all, like any ring outs, rather, should be very doable. Sadly, not an awesome open here. So I only have to do 9 damage to you for you to be dead. It's a shame free movement is going to leave our hand. So what? I can 3-punch combo, slip to here. It's so hard to get across. But yeah, like that's what we want to do, right? We need to get across. I gotta get over close to these shotgunners, and I have to do it pretty damn quickly on account of how the rules work. I don't have the ability to move through you. I suppose what I could do is slip here. No, we won't have enough. If I set up move to try to use jumping stab, it'll cost us so much combo that we won't have jumping stab anymore. So the question is just, do I want to emergency move to play snap strike this turn? And I think that would be a very silly thing to do. Okay, 3 shotgunners. Interesting. How do I best make use of the rather large amount of shotgun blasts that we are going to have to play with this turn? It's interesting to have the grapple. I'm trying to figure out if there's any version of this where I get the enemies to knock each other off the map, and I think the answer is no. Like we can shift to here. Doesn't seem super good. We probably grapple this guy to there. Right. So he'll actually break the other dude's armor. And then we just 3-punch combo in the back and then back up ourselves. It's not like super exciting, but somebody's got to do some damage out here. And if my concern is this thing, we certainly can't afford to spend turns not doing damage, right? So that's 1 down. Oh man. Where is my front kick, you know? Do we play deft? So we're going to heavy strike jab to here. That'll leave us with 1 movement. Yeah, that's really the only, or with 1 momentum, which we need to use to move aside. I suppose it's probably better to just play the swap and move, right? Save deft for later when it might actually be relevant. So we have jab into puncture into sidestep. It is actually a huge amount of armor to get through in the amount of time that we have left. Ugh. Terrible, terrible stuff. Well, you're going to take 14 from that shotgun blast. So I need to do 17. I don't actually have it. I can't get through his armor, so I can't apply any bleed. And we don't have the thing that applies bleed through armor this turn. Okay, we got 5 turns left. It's not a big deal. So I think, given that we can't actually penetrate here, what we do is just play some cards that are not going to have very much effect. Okay, but they still do generate combo. Because we do still want to get to 5. Okay. That's pretty great. Let's puncture before the front kick just to get us to 5 combo so we don't have to worry about that anymore. Alright, lock in the cash, and then... It is again a question of whether it makes sense to... Oh, never mind. It is no question at all. We definitely want to emergency move, because we can actually kill another guy. Just run right at the man with the shotgun. Grab him by the shoulders and hurl him over the side. And then... Yeah, a little awkward. Alright, so that breaks armor. Lets me get some blood. Which has me feeling pretty good about the way we're going to end up here. And I mean, that was downright kind of him. So, heavy strike. Probably should have snap striked first, but whatever, we're good. Okay, cool. Got our first momentum boost. That bodes very well for the rest of the run. Move up to 2 tiles for free, lose all block. That is honestly just a good movement card. We don't have any sources of block anyway, so yeah, let's take it. Alright, question. Do we want to event to the gym or take the clinic to medical? If we event to the gym and the event ends up dealing us damage, we could be in kind of a rough place for the boss. But I want to go to the gym. Alright, you find yourself locked up in a foreign jail, so you just start a big fight. I saw that Mission Impossible movie. This always works. Okay, a mere 6 enemies. No big deal. Well, seems pretty obvious. This guy's not going to attack if not prompted. Alright, that's nearly dealt with you right there. Unfortunately, we do still have to get out of the way. This is a really awkward turn as far as get out of the way goes. Yeah, we just kind of have to do that. That doesn't feel very cool. So if we caltrops here, yeah, you'll bleed out over the next 2 turns. I think that's definitely worth doing. Oh, also it's worth doing because it's the only way we can spend all of our momentum. I may as well grapple you. Okay. So... Well, it feels to me like we can probably just get the job basically done on at least on these enemies. So let's jab you. Then 3-punch combo. Yeah. Right? Because that's going to pump up the combo finisher enough. Lethal there, and then these two both just bleed out. So yeah, there's not really a reason for me to do anything here. I certainly don't want to swap into the auto aim or the auto attack space. Okay, here we go. Here's the actual fight. We found it. This is a really fun place for a shove to show up. Do I have enough movement? Hard to say. The answer to this question is maybe. So what I want to do is shove this enemy to here. And then have enough movement to get into this line to get this guy to fire, and then still get back out. So it's really going to depend on that. Hey, that was a pretty good draw. So that lights that dude up, and then we just step out of the way. Solid work, everyone. Aw, no grapple. This would have been a great time for it. Okay, so we can just go through this one, right? There you go, there's my escape. So we usually still get a reward for these event fights, right? So I definitely want to... This is a little awkward. Front kick is a bad approach here. Okay, that's fine. Free movement's good. So I think what we do is we shove to break some of your armor, and then we just have to move along to keep up, because otherwise I'm not going to get any more damage through here. So slash and scratch and kick. And basically just fight as dirty as you possibly can. And you might say this seems a little unsporting, but look at... They have armor and guns and stuff. I don't feel bad for them. So, how are we gonna do good damage to this guy? You're gonna bleed out. You have only one turn to left to live anyway. So I think we probably really want to focus on the melee enemy. Okay, you're actually... I shouldn't have done that, because now you're not going to fire your gun. Well, I guess that's what taunt is for. I dare say, friends, we have survived. Do we get anything? Okay, well, we get a card that we're going to skip, probably. Add 3 jabs to your hand is actually very interesting. Right, because you're going to play this for 3, then you're going to regain 3 from playing the jabs over the course of the turn. But it's going to put you, like, this is a card you basically have to play first, or maybe right after your initial move, your free move. And I don't know that I think... I mean, it's 9 free damage when you draw it, if you can actually spend it. I think let's take it. It actually seems pretty good. And we have not really been offered a lot of throws or anything. What happens if you upgrade the thing we just bought? It gains you a momentum. I'll do it. And then we can also upgrade our swap to become free. I will... The question is, do we want to do that or do we want to drop a card? I probably want to just drop the Caltrops. I don't think the Caltrops is very good. Yeah. Okay. I'm feeling pretty mighty. Feeling increasingly mighty. And of course now we're up against a boss who has counter, right? So there's a situation where Caltrops would actually have been pretty good if I remember correctly. No, he's got auto attack and turn to face, but not... Okay, well that's fine. We don't get to do anything terribly fun here. Oh. Yeah, I mean, better I just kill you, I suppose. Okay, does your auto attack push? It does. 16 damage plus push. Pretty rough stuff, actually. So if I swap, this guy will be facing me, which means he will take the full damage. I'll take a little bit of damage from the push. And then... sadly, we don't have a way of getting back in. Well, we don't have a reliable way of getting back in. I guess we're going to play Deft. Let's open with the Deft just to see. A zero cost flip is actually pretty bad, because we're going to want to move one space, right? If I flip over, he's just going to turn around and then wallop me. Yeah, alright, let's just take the swap. I'm going to eat the damage from the push. And then you're dead. So I guess I just want to... I mean, I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to move one space. Flip was a very awkward movement card to draw. Whoa. Okay, we'll figure this out. Another situation where it sure would be helpful to have like a grapple or something. Sorry, should have led with Snap Strike. Once again, I think I'm going to try to bait the fight over to one of the open doors. Just makes my life so much easier. Alright, so you're dead already. Because if we step here and we fight this guy, the boss is just going to move back to the tile he was just on. I really, really want to move toward the door. Do I want to go all the way to the door? Let's maybe stop here. Damn it. I forgot the boss was going to move third. That's very annoying. Let's taunt you. And then I just stay put. Alright, he's coming. He'll get here sometime this year. Well, I suppose we may as well Hidden Blade. Yep, I'm just gonna wait. Okay, that's interesting. We need more attacks that hit from 2 tiles away that don't advance us. Alright, so that's got you down, and then if I wait right here. No, I think I want to be right where I am. So unfortunately, yeah, we need to reshuffle our deck before we're gonna get any of our good stuff. Yeah, and it's a real bummer that turn to face does not get baffled by emergency move being a special in the same way that the other thing does. I do feel like all we can actually do is move in front of the door, which is not great. But I don't think I want to flip. We're just looking for some relatively specific cards to come up within the next 4 turns is all. And we have no stuns here too, that's a real shame. So we free movement to there. Shove but no grapple is unfortunate. Well, I mean, this lets me do some damage at least. Take that. All we have to do is, you know, wait for that card to come up 6 times. And unfortunately, the way that our deck is currently designed, it is not... Like, we have no stuns. It's basically never going to be a good idea to just go toe-to-toe with him. So we really do need... we really do need a pretty specific circumstance. Alright. So I finally got my grapple. But now we're in a position where we can't use it. I think this is going to be kind of just a dance back and forth until things line up right. It's like, what exactly do we need? We need shove plus the ability to put him in this tile, right? Or front kick plus the ability to put him in this tile. And there's actually several ways that that can get done. Let me do this. What does this give me? That card is not anything. Oh, I guess anytime I draw grapple, I get to do damage, though, because it'll face him away from us. Yeah, so let's do this. Hidden blade into the puncture. Yeah, that's what it really is. Every time we draw grapple, we get to do damage. And the ability to set up some bleeds is like pretty significant, really. Every time we draw front kick, we also get to hit him with front kick. But yeah, we can set up an awful lot of damage in a single turn when it is our time to do that. I don't think it's a good idea to do anything other than shove here. Yeah, we're actually wearing him down. It's going slowly, but it's working. It's only got 55 HP left. Yeah, but it feels like it's just always going to be grapple comes up on the wrong turns for us to get the shove out, but at least we have like hidden blade into 3-punch combos, pretty awesome. We get to set up a lot of bleed this turn. Yeah, in fact, he's gonna tick out really quickly here. Yeah, just step aside. Okay. There we go. That was all we needed. Don't get the healing, but I also didn't take a huge amount of damage, so I don't need the healing that badly. 1 block per enemy on turn start is not going to be enough block to withstand absolutely anything. Redraw's fine. Let's take first turn redraw, but I don't know that we're going to keep any of those. I think that first turn redraw is likely to get replaced the very first time we get the chance to replace a thing. Alright. So we're down a little bit of health. The victory was maybe a little bit more gradual and a little bit less flashy than I might have liked. but a victory is a victory, right? Like if you got to the next section, good enough, I suppose. So that's gonna be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back for next episode, we're gonna put this 4 momentum to work and hopefully get through these ninjas just like a little bit more cleanly. Well, cleanly is probably a bad word for it, because we're going to be covered in ninja blood, but I mean, ninjas are basically invisible, so ninja blood's probably... You know what I'm trying to say. Come back next time for more stabbings, and we'll see you then.